Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm not dressed up, but we are out here live outside of Razorback Stadium. This is your Pig Trail Nation report. Let's talk about this upcoming matchup between the Hogs and the Bulldogs, because it is two teams that are winless in SEC play in 2025. But you shouldn't be sleeping on the Mississippi State Bulldogs at home, thinking this game is going to be a cakewalk. Jeff Lebby's offense is a very hard challenge to stop. They average 410 yards per game behind Blake Shapen in the run-pass options. It's a State team that puts up 32.6 points per game, but the interim head Hog believes that they can stop the RPO. The Hogs can get their first SEC win of 2025.
There's different aspects to it. They like to spread out their splits, and they like to go fast.
The good news for Hog fans and the Hog team itself, and specifically their defensive leaders, they haven't had a lot of success in recent history against Mississippi State.
Look, at the end of the day, it never comes down to one play. Let's be real, for people out there who are coming after Charles Davlon. Should he have caught it? Sure. But you can look 2 plays before that. Should Vahiva Aloy have tried to turn the double play and end the game there? Absolutely. Should Arkansas's bats have gotten going earlier in this game? Also, yes, it comes down to a million things, but something funny in sports and in life is that history doesn't repeat, it rhymes. And tonight with that drop ball, it just rhymes to moments that give Razorback fans absolute heartbreak. Unfortunately, 2025, as great as the season was, won't end with a championship.
I mean, he did it. Wherever they called him, he was on his way. And he loved the university, big time.
There wasn't a better ambassador for Arkansas than England. After spending over 4 decades on the Hill, he was the rock for Arkansas basketball at the peak of the program's history.
McDaniel will end it in style. Arkansas is in Hog heaven.
He was my right hand. You know, if he said you couldn't do it, then it wouldn't be done. So I tell my players, if you think you need something hurt, go see Diamond. If Diamond excuse you, you excuse. If Diamond says go to work, you go to work.
He'd often introduce himself as Dave or Mr. England. Richardson and his guys knew him as something else.
Dave, you know, had a nickname called Diamond. When you talk about a diamond, that's what he was. I can say that more than half of the wins had something to do with David being able to keep young men on the floor.
No matter the generation of Razorback, everyone has a story about Diamond Dave.
He was a guy that you could go talk to and, you know, ask for advice, you know, if you're dating somebody, or, you know, politics, or, you know, favorite sports teams, and talk to other sports, just basketball. And, you know, that goes a long way when you have somebody else you can lean on outside of your head coach, your assistant coaches, your teammates, your mom and dad, whatever.
I always felt like Dave was kind of a bridge from the staff to the coaches and vice versa. I'm sure he was able to impart certain information with them and then be able to share certain information with us to kind of keep the ship on the right path, you know, and not really violate our trust, which was the big thing, you know. Obviously, his job was to kind of, you know, make sure we were all healthy and ready to go for practice and games, but he was a mentor, you know, he was a father figure, and then he was like a big brother also.
I could never say anything other than thank Dave for helping me become who I became from a basketball standpoint.
Plenty of love from the Arkansas crowd for the new head Hog on the block. Gotta love the energy Ryan Silverfield brought pre-game tonight and as well at the half. Look, when the vibes start high, you just hope the game goes as smooth. Welcome into your Pig Trail Nation report. I'm Evan Kamikow. Let's not waste any more time. To the Palace of Mid-America we go, because it was rocking tonight for a top 25 showdown between Arkansas and number 6 Louisville. First half, Hogs up by 4. Trevin Brazil, 3 good. It's a good night for TB. More on that later. Second half we go. Darius Acuff, a beautiful pass to DJ Wagner for 3. Swish, Hogs up by 20, looking like they're going to run away with it. But the Cards are 6 for a reason. Brown Jr. from downtown. It's a 9-point game now. Louisville would cut the Hog lead to 5, but that's about it. Now Hogs up 7. Sonata Frew denied by TB. He had 21 points tonight. Check this out again. Holy TB, 2:32 to go. Darius Acuff, TB, that is the dagger. Arkansas goes on to win it 89-80, the final score. The first regular season win for the Razorbacks against an AP top 10 team under Coach Cal. Here's Trevin and Malik Thomas post-game.
Knew they were going to make a run at it in the second half. You know, I would just say today the crowd was a big part of it, man. They were here an hour before the game. Student section filled up. So, man, we can just get that every game. You know, it just adds that extra edge, and I'll say the crowd helped us out a lot tonight.
The key word in that, in my opinion, is balance. Like, we could get it from anywhere. First half, it was TB. Second half, it was me a little bit. There was Darius. But that balance is huge for us because if you take me away, then you got Darius. If you take me away, then you got the rest of our team. So it's like we dominate offensively and defense.
Arkansas dominated on the boards tonight. Good thing. And hey, speaking of the SEC ACC Challenge, Kelsey Music's squad takes on SMU tomorrow night in Dallas. When asked this morning, the head hog had nothing but good things to say about the event.
I think it's great. You know, we're playing high caliber teams, quality opponents. And so, you know, those challenges I think are great for the league. And, you know, it's a great opportunity for our team to improve and to see where we're at. So we know what we need to work on in order to get better for league play.
Plus, today was National Signing Day, and it's in the books for Ryan Silverfield's first class here on the Hill. It's 60th nationally per 24/7 Sports, but the head hog was able to flip some of the top players in the state, including Bryant running back TJ Hodges, who's coming to the Hill to change the culture of this program with his new head coach.
It was the relationship with the coach. You know, when he was at Memphis, we had a real good talk. You know, I was going to go to Memphis for a second. You know, he'd been recruiting me since I was in the 8th grade, and, you know, I just felt like it would have been a good move. That was the best move for me, so.
And our Pig Trail Nation team is ready to bring you live coverage all day tomorrow ahead of Ryan Silverfield's introductory press conference as the new head hog. Be sure to tune in. That starts tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Josh, it is going to be an awesome day tomorrow. We've got everything planned out from what you need from bright and early in the morning if you're going to watch the morning news to all the way 10 o'clock at night. Plenty of coverage coming tomorrow for Ryan Silverfield. And I do want to add, I know you were really happy about that win as an Arkansas grad, but the physicality, I think, of Malik Ewan really stood out. Cal went on a whole tirade about him. We'll have that Cal sound. That's coming up a little bit on our social media, YouTube and Facebook.